Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Kimchica here. It's been another year, we've gone through another PAX, and I can't say how inspired I am by all of the games that I saw, all of the developers that I got to meet. It gets better every year, I feel like, in terms of the quality of the games. So I'm very excited to say that this was one of the hardest top 10s that I had to do. And it wasn't so much about as how good the games were, because they were all really good, but it became a matter of which ones stuck out to me in particular, which games did I think of after leaving the show floor and on the train back into Portland. So these are my personal top 10. Again, there are so many other games. I highly encourage you to take a look at that Indie Megabooth website, as well as just the PAX Rising and all of the other resources that I've put down in the links below, just to check out just the huge number of games available. So without further ado, this is my top 10 indie games of PAX West 2018. Soundfall. If killing enemies on beat appeals to you, take a look at twin-stick shooter and rhythm game inspired title Soundfall. Not only does this title look amazing, the two main characters shown off at the booth were designed with the assistance of cosplayers to provide the ultimate cosplay ability, but it feels great to play as well. Enemies will attack on beat, and if you're able to hit them back on time and on rhythm, and get to the end of the dungeon before the end of the song, you'll be rewarded with stronger attacks, better range, and potentially more weapons and gear to equip. The music was well done with 3 sampled tunes, and I'm very excited to hear more. There's couch co-op for 4, and online play will also be available, and a variety of characters will be ready for the game's final release sometime in 2019. World of Horror. This title may seem unassuming, but it was one of the creepiest experiences I've had in a while. World of Horror draws extensively from the lore and works of both Junji Ito, a famous horror manga artist, and H.P. Lovecraft, a horror author. In this turn-based adventure RPG, the end of the world is already nigh, so it's not about stopping it from happening. Rather, your goal is to confront the nightmares that are about to begin. You'll be able to play as 5 different characters, building up experiences in the form of event cards, and creating a deck to help discover even more mysteries and horrors. There are no jump scares, at least that I encountered, but instead a more insidious awareness that something's not quite right. This game may look simple, but it will really stick with you. There's no set release date, so be sure to wishlist this title on Steam to stay in the know. Y2K. Y2K is a title that will bring all the nostalgia back to players of games like Earthbound, Pokemon, or even more recently, Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass, while also introducing folks into the RPG fold if they haven't gotten to play this kind of game before. In this title, you're trying to figure out where Sammy Pack has disappeared to, and the creatures and townfolk you encounter are all vibrant and just a little bit quirky. For example, I met a lovely mermaid at the docks of this town with crying faces for boobs. What? Yeah, memorable for sure. The battles are just as unique as the characters, with attacks based on personalities and quirks, like protagonist Alex, whose attacks utilizes vinyl records and rhythm mechanics. And a fun fact for any indie game music fan, Toby Fox, the creator and composer of Undertale, is a contributor to the soundtrack, along with Hiroko Kikuta, the music producer behind Secret of Mana. The World Next Door. I do have a soft spot for The World Next Door, particularly since it's made in my own backyard of Portland, Oregon, but playing this game during PAX West solidified this title, in my opinion, as one of the best action-adventure puzzle games to keep an eye on this year. You play as June, a rebellious teen trapped in a parallel world filled with strange and wonderful creatures. Some are friendly, others are not, but your goal is to work with them to uncover the mysteries of the world and find a way back home. The dialogue is well written, and the characters each stand out as individuals and as part of a cohesive group, and what I loved most was the battle system. It's an engaging blend of action and match 3. You'll match 3 or more runes to cast spells, both damaging your opponent or conversely healing you, and be sure to run and dodge their attacks. Once you get the hang of it, it's fun and fast-paced, and I'm looking forward to some of the additional challenges that this type of battle system could potentially bring. You'll be able to give this a try when it comes out in early 2019. Pray for the gods. Countless heroes have attempted this journey, and you are the last. Will you be able to reclaim the land from this eternal winter? In this game, you'll work to survive the harsh climate and battle with gods of epic proportions in an attempt to save your people. The playstyle may remind you of another title that has you battling colossal creatures, but the survival components and crafting system add another dimension to the gameplay. You can really work to create your own items to take on these gods using your own style and creativity, or if you wanted to take on the gods barehanded, you can certainly try. Visit their website to find out more info. Headliner Novi News. The news we consume is controlled by humans, and when you become one of those humans who has a say in how the news is presented, what will you do with that level of influence? See how your headline choices as an editor makes a difference in the city you live in by choosing to highlight or skim over various social and political issues. The city and its people will shift and respond as a result, and what you choose to print, or not, will result in even friends and family in the game being affected. And with numerous endings and randomized events to change up the gameplay, you'll be sure to want to share this with the rest of the Headliner community. A unique feature of the game is to see what happened with another Headliner player before you get started, so get ready to read all about it in fall 2018. NeoCab. Life as one of the last human cab drivers in a cyberpunk world can't be easy, and NeoCab wants to put you in the shoes of someone working in the service industry. As one of the last human cab drivers, you've got a lot to consider. Your best friend has gone missing, you're short on cash, and the government is doing a lot of shady things. But you've got to make a living somehow, so as a cab driver, you'll pick up passengers and take them to their next destination. Engage with each passenger as much or as little as you'd like in this interactive fiction title, and learn more about the world of Los Ojos as you try to avoid your driver rating dropping below 4.7. You'll have to care for yourself too though, because talking with that many people and hearing that many stories may take its emotional toll on you, and you may find your character Lena kicking passengers out of the cab or stopping a shift early because of how she feels. This is a surprisingly complex game based on using intuition and empathy for others to try and select responses, so just being nice or mean won't necessarily elicit the reactions you think they will. No official release date for this title yet, so be sure to visit their website and wishlist them on Steam. The Blackout Club. No one believes you and your friends, so you must gather digital proof to show there's something dark happening in your suburban community. The adults turn into aggressive, possessed creatures at night, so you'll have to outwit them and get recorded evidence out of your town into the world. This is a cooperative horror game, so you and your friends need to work together to ensure you all make it out. But there is a twist. Not only are you avoiding the adults of the town, but each night a dangerous specter also comes out, one who you can only see if you close your eyes. The blackouts will begin in 2019, so be sure to wishlist this title on Steam for more info. Ysbryd. Easily one of the most beautiful games I've experienced in a while, Ysbryd is a title focused on providing the player with a peaceful, non-combat oriented experience. As a painter shipwrecked on this wonderful land, you'll make friends with the inhabitants and explore through the lens of painting to see all that you can see. Find new locations, help others see the world through your art, collect ingredients to craft your supplies, and make sure your inspiration doesn't run dry by making sure to take care of yourself. Enjoy some rest time, drink some tea, or even pick up a book and read. This open-world adventure game will come out in 2018, so be sure to wishlist it or sign up for their newsletter on their website.
I'm quite partial to sandy beaches. This is splendid. Splendid! It will be the prized piece of my sitting room.
If you haven't got lodging for the night, feel free to stay at the inn. I'll leave the upstairs room unlocked for you.
Disco Elysium. After finally getting the chance to try out Disco Elysium, I have to say it absolutely did not disappoint. The writing, which blends the grim dialogue of detective or cop shows with the detail and intrigue of fantasy, kept me on the edge of my seat. The interactions you can have with characters are all fulfilling, and what makes this game particularly fun to play is the internal skill system. You can customize your character's strengths and, subsequently, weaknesses, leading to a wider variety of interactions available and rates of success with those interactions. The in-game world is full of items to explore and uncover, and the voice acting will keep you immersed, and I can't wait to dive into the greater mystery that we have to solve. There's no official date for release, so be sure to wishlist on Steam or visit their website to sign up for more info.
What kind of cop are you?
Again, these are the 10 titles that stood out to me as I was leaving PAX. There are so many wonderful games. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below, if there are any games that, if you were at PAX West, that stood out to you in particular. And then if you haven't gotten a chance to go to PAX West and play these games, which titles stand out to you as ones that you would like to try first as well. I've got interviews coming, as well as additional event coverage from PAX West, so if you haven't hit that follow button already, and you really like indie games, you really want to find out more about what my PAX West experience was like, please hit that button. I also normally stream Monday through Thursday through 2 different channels, but unfortunately this week I had to take it off because PAX West, and as you can hear, my voice is kind of going in and out. But normally I stream Monday through Thursday on my personal channel at twitch.tv/Kimchica, and that happens at 1 p.m. Pacific time, and I also stream Mondays and Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific time on my work channel, which is twitch.tv/Utomic. So be sure to check out those if you enjoy indie games and want to see them in action. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, that you're playing lots of great indie games, and I will see you in the next video.